Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Achilles Financial. Today I'm going to be talking about Netflix Inc. They trade on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol NFLX. The reason why I'm going to be talking about them is tomorrow they are going to be announcing earnings. So the date for that is going to be October 19th. They've actually had a very strong run coming into this earnings, particularly since the last time that they went through earnings was not super pretty. So you can see right now that they are coming up off of a EPS of $2.97 last year, which actually dropped their stock down below $525. And since that point in time, they've ridden up with the tech rebound that we saw in September, as well as the fact that the popular TV series Squid Game has done a very, very nice job of boosting them higher. I saw a report over the weekend that it was possible that it may add as much as $900 million to the overall valuation of Squid Game. The reason behind this is because due to their impact score, basically how much is or how many people are watching a particular television show, that this is something that has done tremendously. So there are a lot of things to really like about Netflix. What I want to highlight, if we take this to the 1 year chart, is we have rapidly made nearly new highs, or we have made new highs, and there are some concerns I have associated with that, particularly as when we're talking about FANG stocks, some of the big tech pushers. I think that there is some liability associated with Netflix due to the fact that they have probably the most adversity in the space. When we talk about streaming, there is a lot of potential to fall when you're dealing with some of the competition, especially when you talk about another group that is growing incredibly rapidly in the form of Disney. Some of the larger markets, such as India as well as China, I anticipate are going to continue to have some censors that are applied to a company like Netflix in terms of the content that they can have on their platform. Primarily China, which is going to be a 1.1 or rather $1.4 billion marketplace in terms of the total available eyes that they can leverage. That being said, when we're looking at how the company has performed over the past few years, if you look at the growth rate, you can see the revenue growth year over year was 22% approximately. That is massive, and a lot of that growth was spurred on by the pandemic in 2020. As you can see, that growth has slowed in terms of the revenue growth quarter over quarter to 2.5%. The question will be, can they replicate that? They have a ton of very strong metrics in terms of how profitable they are. They continue to do very, very well from translating their revenue into profit compared to where they were a few years ago. That being said, they're still trading at a very high valuation. A lot of this has done very well for the company going forward, but I don't think necessarily that I am looking for a lot of success and growth going much higher from here in the immediate future, in particular prior to year end. Right now you can see we're up north of $625. We're closing in on $640. What I'm primarily going to be looking at is for that post earnings move. So what we saw last time is the stock moved down. There were a lot of put bets that were placed right after the stock went down, and then they began to perform much better 2-3 weeks later. I'm going to be looking for that same move here, but to the inverse. If the stock goes up based off of earnings, what I'm going to look to do is wait for one of these moves down right here, where you see a $25 to as much as $40 move down off of a spike that you see right here or right here at the beginning of September. Again, there's that $25 move up, and then it came $25 move back down. That's what I'm going to be looking to capitalize on. I think that this is just a space that has too much to compete against between Amazon, Disney, and a number of other platforms, including the gaming sector, which Netflix is trying to get in. And I don't know how they're going to be able to continue to run in a way that justifies their valuation. What I'm looking at going forward is how can they not only take advantage of the revenue growth that they've seen over the past few years, but have that continue to grow going forward at the same rate. You can see here you're looking at billions of dollars year over year, consistently about $4 billion, and I don't know if they have that in them for this calendar year. You can see some of that growth year over year here. So it will be interesting to watch, and it's something that I'm definitely going to follow very closely. I think this is going to be a lot of opportunity because they do move a lot, and I'll continue to evaluate. But what I'm looking for is this move that we saw at the beginning of September. I'd like to see it go up and then come back down. If it drops, I don't know if I'll enter the position at that point in time. You can look and evaluate this in the Discord where I do place all of my trades. It's completely free, and it's where I talk with just some of the community members here as well. So if you want to see that, feel free to join down below. And if you find this content helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.